The World Cup is over, and really that went pretty quick, didn't it? So of course that means another review, this time the knockouts. Now I already did a group stage review, so if you haven't watched that already, go and just click one of the annotations. Also, I did mention a shirt giveaway about 2 weeks ago, and the winners will be announced live on Twitch tomorrow. But without further ado, let's review the knockouts. We opened up the knockout stages with Group A winners Netherlands versus Group B runners-up USA. After a promising start from the US, the Dutch drew first blood through Memphis Depay thanks to defending more shambolic than MLS's marketing. Now behind, the US would continuously fail to create any chances, and then their defense, yet again, failed them. Finally though, the Americans got on the board through Haji Wright. However, the defending would for a third time punish them. You would think the US would know a thing or two about defense. And so, the nation of great public transport went on to win 3-1 and moves on to the next round.
Hey, fire him! Fire him! Fire him! Fire him! I'm telling y'all, fire this man!
Group C winners Argentina versus Group D runners-up Australia followed just a couple hours later. On a completely different side note, one of my YouTube role models I grew up watching is actually from Australia, and he just got married, so congrats to him. Just 34 minutes played though, Lionel Messi passes it into the net, 1-0 Argentina. Fast forward to the 56th minute, Jolly St. Ryan sends a gift to Julian Alvarez and Argentina double the lead. The Australians, 20 minutes later, then receive a gift of their own from the football gods. From there, the optimism of Straya spikes as fullback Aziz Behich glides through the Argentine backline and almost scores. Then into the 6th minute of stoppage time, searching for the equalizer, 18-year-old Garang Kuol with the touch of dreams nearly saves Australia at the death. However, in the end, Argentina just edges past the Socceroos, meaning they will play the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. The next day began with Group D winners France versus Group C runners-up Poland. Before the match even began though, Jules Koundé appeared to be dripped out. However, football is probably one of the few occasions you shouldn't be dripped out. The French showed their attacking superiority throughout the first half, with the Poles creating some good opportunities as well. But it would be Olivier Giroud to break the deadlock and give the French the lead. He is also now officially France's all-time top scorer.
That's where he's the GOAT!
Then late in the second half, Kylian Mbappe adds 2 more for the French. He now has 5 goals, the most of any player in this tournament. Poland scored a consolation late on, but in the end, France wins 3-1 to advance to the quarterfinals. Later in the day, we witnessed Group B winners England versus Group A runners-up Senegal. The Senegalese were the more dangerous team throughout the first half, but once Jordan Henderson scored in the 39th minute, it was all England. Harry Kane added to the English tally right before halftime, and then golden boy Bukayo Saka closed up shop as England won convincingly 3-0. They will now feature in a heavyweight bout against the French in the quarterfinals. The next day of last 16 matchups gave us Group B winners Japan versus Group F runners-up Croatia. It appeared the Japanese got a pep talk from Dr. Jelly himself as they overwhelmed the Croatians throughout the first half with their energy. Then before halftime, the Cinderella story conjured up a goal from Celtic's own Daisen Maeda. However, Japan make the common mistake of changing up the tactics that helped them score.
No. Wait.
It bites them in the ass as in the 54th minute, Ivan Perisic sends a beautiful header into the net. Guys, please don't do this again. From there, the Croatians held control even despite Luka Modric coming off early. The match would go into extra time though, where again Croatia found the better chances but to no avail. So the match goes down to a penalty shootout. Substitute Takumi Minamino steps up first and no. Nikola Vlasic for Croatia is next, and he buries it. Now it's that guy, Kaoru Mitoma, to bring Japan back. Brozovic now, and he successfully puts it down the middle. Next comes Asano, and he has to score this one to keep Japan alive, and he does just that. Marco Levaia then takes Croatia's third and hits the crossbar, so there is still hope for Japan here. Did the women of 2011 not teach you anything? Mario Pasalic then buries Croatia's fourth and sends Croatia into the next round. This is now the 4th straight World Cup knockout match where Croatia come back to win after being 1-0 down, while yet again the Japanese fall in the last. Stop showing me that. Asia's last representative, Group H runners-up South Korea, would play a few hours later against Group G winners and also tournament favorites Brazil. Within the first 36 minutes, the Koreans were absolutely shredded by the blistering Brazilian samba. This was nothing but a straight massacre, with the only thing positive going for Korea being Cho Goi-sung's Instagram following. The match was so lopsided, in fact, that it triggered North Korean TV to make it the first ever broadcasted South Korean match in the country. And so, it was a dark day for Asian football. Oh. With that win, the sparkling Brazilians move on to the quarterfinals and will face Croatia. The last day of the last 16 would see 2 more matches, but we began the day with Group F winners Morocco versus Group B runners-up Spain. The Spaniards had half as many passes as Morocco, but it was the Atlas Lions with the better chances. However, in the second half, Spain began to actually create chances but failed to score. The match ended 0-0 after 90 minutes, meaning extra time. Morocco would again, with their direct, stylish play, grill the Spanish defense but failed to convert. Spain, though, nearly stole it at the death, but Sarabia's ball fizzes across the goal with no one to meet it. So we go to penalties for a second time in this round. First steps up Abdelhamid Sabiri and he converts. But have no fears, Spanish fans, Luis Enrique had the players take 1,000 penalties, so this was going to be a walk in the park. Can you guys do anything other than meaninglessly pass it around 5 trillion times? Next though comes Hakim Ziyech, a man who had once retired from the national team because of the previous coach. A man forgotten because Chelsea have no idea what man management means. But here at the World Cup, Ziyech again shows he's still got it. Carlos Soler follows and hopes to shut up the Moroccans, but Bono comes up with the heroics. But their Banoun could now end this here, but Unai Simon keeps Spain alive. But Bono is having none of it. Sergio Busquets, or Maya Yoshida in another universe, fails to score. And so it comes down to Ashraf Hakimi to send Morocco to the quarterfinals.
Hey my friend! Hey, good luck! You are good team, huh? Airport this way.
Morocco continues to shock the world and advance to the quarterfinals. Could this finally be the moment an African nation reaches the semis? Lastly, we had Group H winners Portugal versus Group G runners-up Switzerland. And before the match, Portugal manager Fernando Santos went bold and benched Cristiano Ronaldo. Immediately, it seems to pay off though, as Ronaldo's replacement Gonçalo Ramos with a finish and a half scores in the 17th minute. Portugal went on to score another 3 throughout the next 40 minutes through Pepe and Rafael Guerreiro. Then again, Gonçalo Ramos exposes the Swiss defense like he exposed himself. Mathematician Manuel Akanji gets one back in the 58th minute, but unfortunately the Portuguese continued to pillage the Swiss and went on to win in dominating fashion 6-1. Portugal advanced to the quarterfinals where they will play underdogs Morocco. The first quarterfinal bout would be between Brazil and Croatia. Favorites Brazil were on the hunt throughout the entire match, however Dominik Livakovic was having himself a fantastic night. The Croatian shot stopper was keeping attempts out like the country's land keeps Bosnians from enjoying the beach. While Livakovic may be blessed by the spirits of Ochoa 2014, he was no match for the magic of Joga Bonito, as Neymar finally scores for Brazil in the 105th minute. With that goal, Neymar also equals Pele's record of 77 goals for the national team. And so, after some Neymar heroics, Brazil would go on to win. Wait, what are they doing? Brazil, no! Don't make the same mistake Japan made!
And a wonderful opportunity and an equaliser!
Croatia again do brilliantly to come back, and now the outcome will be determined by a penalty shootout. The Croatians begin the shootout and Nikola Vlasic converts. Next comes Rodrigo for Brazil, but Livakovic says no. Lovro Majer and Casemiro follow and they both score. So do Luka Modric and Pedro. Mislav Orsic then converts his penalty, and now center back Marquinhos must do the same to keep Brazil alive. Croatia, for a second straight time, wins on a penalty shootout and now move on to the semi-finals. While Brazil, seen as favorites by many, fall to the dreaded quarterfinal for the 3rd time in the last 4 World Cups.
또 기쁨을 만끽했습니다.
After that shock, we witnessed Netherlands vs Argentina. The Argentinians, with a point to prove, immediately went to work, and in the 34th minute, Lionel Messi dishes it to Nahuel Molina, who makes it 1-0. The Albiceleste then double the lead in the 72nd minute through a Lionel Messi penalty. But this is when things got a lot more heated though, because after scoring the penalty, Lionel Messi went toward the Dutch bench and celebrated right in front of head coach Louis van Gaal. However, as more yellow cards were being shown like speeding tickets at the end of the month, substitute Wout Weghorst would would give the Dutch a needed lifeline in the 82nd minute. The goal, though, not only revived the Dutch attack, it also initiated Leandro Paredes to pull a Leandro Paredes and cause all-out war amongst the two teams. With all hell breaking loose, though, the Dutch have a free kick in the 10th minute of stoppage time, and Louis van Gaal's army decide to use some trickery and deceit to score the equalizer. So after regulation time, with the Netherlands coming back in just 20 minutes, the score was 2-2. Once extra time arrived, though, it was all Argentina. However, they failed to score, meaning yet again we'd be seeing another penalty shootout. First came Virgil van Dijk, and Emi Martinez saves his attempt. Up comes Lionel Messi now, and he calmly passes it into the net. Next is Steven Berghuis, who has his shot saved as well. Now chaos incarnate Leandro Paredes, and he scores. Toon Koopmeiners returns the favor. Gonzalo Montiel and Wout Weghorst then score their attempts respectively. Up comes Enzo Fernandez now, with the chance to send Argentina to the next round, but he sends the ball wide. Luuk de Jong then buries his pen to keep the Dutch hopes alive. Now it is down to Lautaro Martinez, a man who's been absolutely awful in this tournament, and to make things worse, the Dutch are trying to chirp at him at any given moment as he walks to the spot. But with ice in his veins, erasing all memories of Higuain-esque finishing, Lautaro Martinez sends Argentina to the semi-final. But did you think that was the end of it all? Absolutely not. And Lionel Messi alone was picking fights left and right. Had things gone the other way, he and Emi Martinez probably would have fought the official. And then even more hostility breaks out in the tunnel. Man, even the Twitch streamers want the smoke. Anyways though, as mentioned before, Argentina win on penalties and move on to the semi-finals where they will play Croatia. The following day began with Morocco versus Portugal. Would we see a Portuguese side that rejuvenated overnight progress to the semis for the first time since 2006 without Ronaldo starting? Or will Morocco become the first ever African nation to reach the semi-finals in a World Cup? Throughout the first half, the two teams went back and forth. Then the 41st minute, Youssef En-Nesyri defies gravity and Randy Moss is the keeper to find the net. En-Nesyri jumped so high that Ruben Dias had a full face of just ass. Anyways, with excitement filling the heavily Moroccan crowd, Bruno Fernandes from way out hits the bar. Then seconds before the half, Morocco nearly doubled the lead on transition. In the second half, the Portuguese were urgent for the equalizer as their away shirts resembled Portugal's dying hopes with every second that passed. However, nothing could go Portugal's way. Not even Cristiano Ronaldo could save his country. Oh, but what's this? An advantage opens up for Portugal as Walid Khedira gets sent off in the 3rd minute of stoppage time after quite literally being booked 2 minutes earlier. This is the final chance for Portugal now. Rafael Leao delivers the ball to Pepe, whose header is just wide. Portugal once again falls in the knockouts of the World Cup, and Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup story comes to an end in failure. While Morocco again shocks the world and becomes the first African nation to ever reach the semi-finals of the World Cup. Later, we would witness the last quarter-final match. France versus England. Two heavyweights of the new era of European football going at it. 16 minutes played, Aurelien Chouameni from way out sends a rocket crashing into the net. 1-0 France. In response, England dig their way through the trenches and Harry Kane gets 2 opportunities, but they're both saved by Hugo Lloris. However, in the 51st minute, star boy Bukayo Saka puts the French defense in a microwave and starts cooking. He draws a penalty and Harry Kane equalizes for England. From there, the match opens up so much that Fox News would be getting nervous. Both England and France get closer and closer to finding the net. And then, 77 minutes played, Antoine Griezmann sends DHL Express straight to the head of the gorgeous Olivier Giroud, and France restore their lead. However, just 2 minutes later, Theo Hernandez decides to give Mason Mount some whiplash, and England win yet another penalty. Now again, Harry Kane must score to keep his country's hopes alive.
Harry Kane thinks, breathes, steps up, over.
And so, Bukayo Saka lets his country down as London stocks crash and worker unions try to steal from our Oh, my bad, I was reading off one of the Sun's drafted titles. Once again, football shows you can remove the man from Spurs, but you cannot remove Spurs from the man.
Can't give me 2 tries.
France win 2-1 and will play the formidable Moroccans in the semi-finals. Our first semi-final would be Argentina versus Croatia. Could Croatia prevail again and see themselves in a second straight World Cup final? Or can a 35-year-old Lionel Messi lead his men back to the final for the first time since 2014? 31 minutes played, an absolute beauty finds Julian Alvarez in behind the Croatian defense, and he's taken out by Dominic Livakovic. Lionel Messi converts the penalty, advantage Argentina. 4 minutes after the first goal, Julian Alvarez in transition says, "F it, I'll take on everybody." He links up with the generous Croatian defenders and then scores what can only be described as an incredible but really weird goal. Finally, to put Croatia out of its misery late on, Lionel Messi does some laundry, turns Josko Gvardiol inside out, and then slides it to Julian Alvarez, who gets his second goal of the night. Argentina go on to win 3-0 in their most convincing performance, with Lionel Messi displaying an absolute classic. But most importantly, with that win, Lionel Messi has the chance for redemption in his very last dance. The next day, we'd have our second semi-final, the match that would determine who would be playing Argentina in the final. Would it be the reigning champions France or the strong but also stylish Moroccans? No matter the results, everyone knows the streets would not be the same after that night. A few days before the match, however, the Moroccan Federation said it would give away 13,000 free tickets for the game. On top of that, Morocco's national carrier organized 30 flights to bring fans to the match. As a result, there would be over 45,000 Moroccans expected to be at the stadium come match day. Unfortunately, it appears the football gods weren't following the script, as France would score by far the messiest goal of the tournament in the 4th minute, silencing the wall of red in front of them. But don't count out Morocco. They came to play. Unahi with the chance, but it's saved by Hugo Lloris. Olivier Giroud then gets two pretty good opportunities, however both just missed the net. Then 43 minutes played off a Moroccan corner, Jawad El Yamik unluckily hits the crossbar with a wondrous overhead kick. Then came the second half, with Morocco dominating possession in desperate need of the second goal. However, the French did just enough to suppress their efforts every time. The French then reaped the biggest reward of them all when in the 78th minute, Rando Kolo Muani with his first touch of the game puts an end to Morocco's unbelievable run. France win 2-0 and advance to their second straight final to play Lionel Messi and Argentina. And while Morocco's run comes to an end, they still get to play Croatia for third place. Now on to the third place match between Croatia and Morocco. Two teams that throughout the entire tournament have proven their doubters wrong. And funnily enough, they actually played their openers against each other, where the result was a 0-0. The match wouldn't be scoreless for long though, as Josko Gvardiol with a diving header scores in the 6th minute. But just 2 minutes later, Morocco respond with their own header from Ashraf Dari. Then 41 minutes played, Mislav Orsic curls one off the post and Croatia restore their lead. The Moroccans would never recover from that blow, and so Luka Modric walks off the world stage with another top 3 in a World Cup in the twilight of his career. Finally, we have reached the World Cup final. The French have the chance to become repeat winners, the first time this feat has been done since 1962. And Mbappe could be the youngest player since Pelé to win 2 straight World Cups. The Argentinians, having lifted the trophy curse last year, have the chance to win the World Cup for the first time since 1986. And for Lionel Messi, this is a moment for redemption in his very last dance. France versus Argentina. Let the battle commence. 20 minutes played, Angel Di Maria with one move sends Ousmane back in time to his first years at Barcelona and then gets fouled in the box. Lionel Messi converts the penalty, 1-0 Argentina. 15 minutes later, the Argentinians are on the break as Alexis McAllister squares it to Angel Di Maria, who fizzes a shot from hell into the far corner. The Albiceleste are currently running absolutely riot. This then initiates France to go into full damage control, making 2 substitutions just 40 minutes into the game. Ousmane Dembele and Olivier Giroud came off for Marcus Thuram and Rando Kolo Muani. I mean, what can I say? Karma's a bitch, ain't it? The changes, though, don't seem to do much, because Argentina want this trophy more than I want to not be single for once in my 22 years of living. However, with 64 minutes gone, momentum is about to shift faster than Elon Musk can up a social media platform. 78 minutes played, Nicolas Otamendi is beaten for pace by Rando Kolo Muani, who is then dragged down by Otamendi in the box. Kylian Mbappe converts the penalty, and all of a sudden, with 10 minutes to go, there is life for France. Then, just a little over a minute later, Mbappe pulls off the Yoichi Asagi direct shot, and the French end goes absolutely insane. Just 94 seconds ago, France didn't have a single shot on target, but just 2 shots later, the score is now all level. With all the momentum in the world now, France attempt to feast, but Emi Martinez makes a huge stop. Now here comes Messi in the 6th minute of stoppage time, but Hugo Lloris saves his attempt. Finally, we can all breathe after the most chaotic 20 minutes of our entire lives as this match goes into extra time. 107 minutes played into this incredible final. Lautaro Martinez is played on by Rafael Varane's Bunda. His shot is saved by Hugo Lloris, however it falls right to Lionel Messi and he gets it over the line. It really couldn't have been anyone else to score the winner for Argentina, is what I would have said if Gonzalo Montiel didn't elbow the ball in the box. Mbappe scores his hat-trick and it is now 3-all. We are witnessing the greatest World Cup final to ever happen. But it isn't done just yet. Right at the death, Kolo Muani gets free of his marker, but Emi Martinez gives us scenes of 2010 Iker Casillas with this incredible save. Argentinians, you better be grateful for Neo Maupai right now. Just a few seconds later though, a counter for Argentina. Montiel crosses it to Lautaro. Yeah, that was expected. So with 123 minutes gone, the whistle blows and the world champion will now be determined by a penalty shootout. Mbappe comes up first and just squeezes it in. Messi next, and he taps it past a befuddled Lloris. Substitute Kingsley Coman now, and Emi Martinez again comes up with the heroics. Next is Paulo Dybala, who came on 2 minutes before the end of extra time, and he calmly sends it down the middle. Aurelio Tchouameni steps up, and he's had an amazing tournament, however, he's probably gonna want to forget that. Leandro Paredes, another substitute, comes through and gives Argentina an even bigger advantage now. However, Rando Kolo Muani does a good job to keep France barely alive. But now it comes down to Gonzalo Montiel with an opportunity of a lifetime. A scenario we have all dreamt of as kids. A penalty to win the World Cup.
Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina es campeón del mundo.
When I was 9 years old, I was introduced to a sport called football during the 2010 World Cup. Growing up, I didn't have many ways to watch football live due to my lack of cable and the lack of broadcast on American television in the first place. So my way of watching football was through YouTube, and within a few clicks, I stumbled upon this scintillating Argentine and his many compilations that have probably been content ID to hell now. Over the years, Lionel Messi has made me fall deeper in love with the game more than I could have ever imagined. With his every touch of the ball, it is like strokes of a paintbrush, slowly creating multiple masterpieces every 90 minutes. These masterpieces together creates a collage of a journey that I and many of us have been lucky enough to be enchanted by in one way or another. A journey where a magician from another plane of existence descended into our reality to show us the apex of creation, purely for the love of the game. Lionel Messi is the art form that can never be replaced nor replicated. However, while we have witnessed this football deity of divine talent achieve so much, we have also seen him struggle through countless hardships and agonizing losses. But if it's one thing Leo has constantly taught us all, it is that dreams don't always come true. Not everyone will be able to experience the bliss of a happy ending. However, that should never be a reason for us to let go of our dreams we formed as kids. Our ambitions that with every look at a starry night give us glistening hope in our eyes. And our goals that give us meaning to this very interesting struggle we call life. If we can keep fighting those battles against forces stronger than the next, that fantasy might just one day become reality. So that is the end of World Cup 2022. It has been an incredible journey. This tournament has given us more entertainment than really any World Cup I have witnessed in my lifetime. And also, I think that this World Cup showed us that all around the world, this sport is developing. We saw teams like Japan go up against the likes of Germany and Spain. Morocco defeated Spain and Portugal to reach the semi-finals, and they gave France a damn good fight. You had others like Saudi Arabia who defeated Argentina. Australia defied the odds and defeated Tunisia and Denmark to reach the next round. There were captivating stories that caught the attention of many, emotions that ran throughout every single match. And then there's my favorite aspect of this tournament, the fact that we all just come together and celebrate a sport that we all enjoy. Now I just want to add a few personal touches to this video real quick. Since I was 9 years old, I have had a passion for international football, but never did I see it past that. I didn't think I'd ever be covering it like I am this year, and it's been surreal. So I just wanted to say thank you to each and every single one of you that have allowed this to be possible in the first place. I know it sounds so cliche, and obviously sometimes we as YouTubers kind of forget and get a little too deep into the numbers, but at the end of the day, this channel is what it is because of you guys. So I really hope you all enjoyed watching the World Cup. Anyone new that joined the channel while the World Cup was going on, welcome to the sports. I hope you enjoyed this tournament as well, and hopefully we'll see you throughout maybe, I don't know, club football, international football, or even the next World Cup. I mean, it doesn't matter, just come back anytime. After this video, there will be at least one more World Cup 2022 video before the end of the year. More than likely one of them will be me reacting to my awful predictions. I'm sure you guys are ready for that. But until then, a massive shout out to all our patrons, including Janos Balash, Elfavi, Miliway009, Aldipu, Alex Rod, Alta, Amin Suarez, Aresan, Daniel Ortiz, Francisco Hernandez, iShadow Ninja, Juan Leras, Miguel Munoz, Nguyendi Mintang, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Saul, Subscribe to Tendington, The Motor Drive, Tomicus, Trevor Batson, Vanilla Mexican 17, Victor, Carlos Anaya, Chris Damasceno, David Dunn, Declan Malloy, Dominic Griffin, Emmett Shea, Lewis, Joe Aparicio, Jordan Clavet, MX Weeb, Nish, Patrick Barley, President Pulisic, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow me on Twitter if you want, follow me on Instagram if you like, follow me on TikTok, trying to get to 20,000 there, and of course you can follow my semi-active Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys.